Hello everyone, this is Panos here from LearnWorlds on behalf of the Worlds of Learning 2021 event. I'm super happy to be introducing to you Tim Soulo, the Chief Marketing Officer and Product Advisor at Ahrefs. This is an industry-leading SEO tool powered by big data. Tim has been working for more than 10 years on SEO. He's one of the top experts. We're also big fans of the software, and we keep following everything that they're publishing, their group and their videos. So we invited here Tim to talk to us about SEO, which is one of the most important digital marketing channels, but also one of the most arcane and most perplexing sometimes for people. They don't always know where to start from. So we will pick Tim's brain and try to get some of his insights on how everybody can start using SEO as part of their digital marketing strategy. So hi, Tim.
Hey, Panos, thanks a lot for having me.
Would you like to start by telling us with your own words what Ahrefs does and what's your role over there in the company?
So Ahrefs is software for people who are interested in growing their traffic from search engines, and namely from Google. So we have pretty much all the tools and educational materials you need to take care of that. And my role here is I'm in charge of marketing. And I also have some influence on the product because this is a product for marketers and they happen to be marketer. So yeah.
Thanks for that. So as you know, our audience here in the Worlds of Learning are mostly course creators, edupreneurs, educators, coaches, trainers, and also small and medium businesses, either training businesses that have been creating and selling online courses for years, or lots and lots of businesses who are now, because of COVID, they're transitioning to an online or hybrid business model. So I think COVID has really catalyzed everything that has to do with online business and to a large extent also digital marketing. In your opinion, how important do you consider SEO in today's digital marketing landscape?
I'm incredibly biased because SEO is what we do, but since you're asking, I think SEO is incredibly important because think about it. If people have a problem that you can help them solve, where do they go? They usually go to Google to search for a solution. And like every day depends on the problem. It can be thousands, it can be hundreds, it can be millions of people are searching for a solution to that problem. And either you are there in the top search results, getting all that traffic coming to your website and those people like willing to learn from you, willing to buy your solution or whatnot, or you have to basically look for other ways to attract those people to your website and to your company other than them going to Google and finding you. So if you have something that people are actively searching for, if you have a problem that people go to Google to look for solutions to, and you're not ranking there, you're seriously missing out because your competitors are getting all those sweet leads that are happy to buy and pay for a solution.
Very important. But a follow-up question here. Is it though a viable solution for a course creator? I mean, we invest a lot as a business in SEO. We totally believe that it's super important. And in fact, when we first started out without any kind of marketing budget, we didn't have any money to put into, I don't know, AdWords and Facebook. So writing articles and trying to rank is the only thing that we could do. But is it also, do you believe that it can be a viable solution for a course creator, an individual, or a small team? And if so, how much of their effort should they put into SEO in comparison to the other available possibilities?
It's absolutely viable. And I also think that SEO should come absolutely natural to course creators, because when you're creating a course, you're basically putting out information that you want to share with other people. So why don't you put a little bit of that information publicly on your website for free to attract those leads. You already have all the skills. You have the storytelling skills. You have the skills to organize information so that people would be able to consume it, to understand. You probably have a personality that can persuade people. So why are you putting everything under the paywall? Put a little bit on your website for free and enjoy the free flow of traffic. Yeah, I know that a lot of the time course creators would pick the paid advertising route. So they would like create some landing page, they would create some kind of lead magnet or anything on these lines, and they would pay for Facebook ads, and they would calculate the cost per acquisition. They would try to retarget those people with extra ads. So basically, the more effort and the more money you invest into attracting those people, into persuading them to buy from you, the less your margin gets on. I know it's a digital product, so it's virtually there is no price on it. Like every additional copy doesn't cost anything, but still, like if you're charging like $100 for your course, and you have to pay like $50 in advertising fees, like, and to the designer to create new landing pages and such, you're missing out on a lot of profit that you could be making. So in this sense, SEO is amazing because you publish just one article that answers the search query that people are looking for in Google. And if that article ranks in Google, you get consistent stream of traffic on that topic every day, every week, every month, without having to continuously pay for every single visitor to your website. But it gets better when you publish the second article, because now you have two articles ranking in, and you can do this in sequence. So you can publish an article a month, and a year from now you have 12 articles ranking at the top of Google and bringing you traffic, and you can go take a vacation, and no one would have to look after like your ad copy, your ad frequency, blah blah blah, and it would still work. People would just passively come and buy from you. So I think the great example of that is Brian Dean. I'm sure a lot of people who have been studying the topic of SEO a little know the guy, because Brian Dean is basically a person who sells SEO courses, and the way that he gets his leads is by ranking in Google for SEO related terms. So he ranks for free, he gets tons of visits to his blog for free, and he converts those people to the sales of his course. So I don't think, I'm pretty sure he's also using some advertising, but I'm pretty sure he's happy with how much sales he's getting from his free traffic. So yeah, I think SEO should absolutely be part of the strategy for course creators. And like I said, it should come naturally, because course creators are people who naturally good at creating useful, valuable content. So share some of this content with people for free, because the benefits of it are insane.
I really love this approach, and I think it fits well with what we're trying to say to our customers and people who come to us for advice. Everybody's anxious about their paying product, and they're trying to safeguard it. And we always say, no, just carve a piece and give it out for free. Your lead magnet, I mean, our best lead magnets are the free online courses that we put out there. They work so much better than an ebook. Here, with your advice, we take it one step earlier and we say, you already have the content, just repurpose it, get some of your knowledge. It can be at the time, one article can be one concept that you know people are interested in. So put it out there, take it off the lead magnet and put it in front in an article, and this can ensure a stream of people coming to your website eventually. So that's I think that's top advice that we get here. And another thing, now getting a bit into the more practical stuff, is that obviously one of the most important parts of SEO is finding the right keywords. This is where people start to get perplexed by what the keywords are, and sometimes they just take one keyword and they think that they should put an article with just one keyword, and they stuff it there like multiple times. So how should the course creator approach this problem? How could they figure out what their customers are searching for?
This is where they would need an SEO tool, and not necessarily even Ahrefs, because if course creators, if those people are advertising on Google and have access to AdWords, they can do some basic keyword research with AdWords. Yes, this tool, it is not suited for SEO people, for people who want to rank organically and get traffic for free. It is suited towards advertisers. So the data that this tool will give you about the search queries that people are searching for is somewhat limited, but still it is a very good starting point if you don't want to commit to SEO just yet and like subscribe to a professional SEO tool. But eventually, there are plenty of keyword research tools, free and paid. For example, at Ahrefs, we also have our free keyword research tool, which also acts like a lead magnet for us and which also gets search traffic. So it's exactly like you said, open up a little bit of your value, put it for free, rank for it, and you'll get leads this way. So yeah, the way that people should research what their target audience is searching for in Google, there are essentially two ways to do this. First of all, I'm sure that most people who create courses online or who position themselves as thought leaders in a particular industry, they probably know who their competitors are. And the chances are that some of their competitors are already relying on SEO traffic and are already ranking for some relevant searches that people are searching for in Google and finding them. So what you can do with a tool like Ahrefs or pretty much any SEO competitive intelligence tool is you take the website of your competitor, you put it into such tool, and you see all the keywords they rank for and all the pages that are bringing them traffic. So from there, your job is to simply review those pages, review what kind of searches, what kind of problems those pages are serving, and then make a decision if that is the topic that you can cover on your own website and do it even better than your competitor. Produce a more compelling, a more interesting, a more unique piece. So this is the first thing, simply researching what your competitors are ranking for, which you can do with an SEO tool. Second, researching the actual search queries. So a tool like Ahrefs, SEO keyword research tool, each of us has a database of search queries that you can search. So for example, what you can do is you can put the word cats or cat into the search bar, and the tool will spit out all the search queries from our database that mention the word cat in there. So like the priciest cat breed, cat food, cheap cat food. So any search query that people are searching for in Google with the word cat, you'll see it. So whatever your topic is, whether it is parenting, whether it is legal advice, whether it is, I don't know, some crafting or whatnot, you know what are the words that might appear in people's search queries when they are looking for you. So put those words into keyword research tool and then review what kind of searches people do online that contain those words. And this tool will also give you a metric that is called search volume, which is how many times per month this search query is being searched. And basically that's the fundamentals. Two ways to find great topics that you can rank for. First is to research what your competitors are already ranking for. Second is to search the database, the existing database of search queries for some target words that describe your industry, that describe what you do, and see how people, what kind of problems, what kind of questions they're searching for that you can address on your website and therefore rank for them. So this is basically the basics of keyword research.
That's great advice, Tim. Super practical, and it also ties very, very neatly with everything that we talk about here about how to research about your topics. Lots of people come to us; they have an idea perhaps about creating an online course, but they're not really sure. And sometimes they actually go out and produce a course that might cost them a few months of their lives or lots of time and money in like recording and producing, and then they realize that there's no demand for that. So one of the things we tell them at the very beginning is go and do your research, and search volume is one of the things where you can just go and verify whether actually people are searching about, I don't know, training your cat or whatever, legal stuff or crafts. So this is, and the good thing is now that by using, so you can either go in Google and start doing random searches and writing down numbers, or you can use a tool where all these millions of searches have already been done and have been recorded. So this can help you with your research, and you can both verify and validate the demand around your topic. So you know that you're talking about cats and dogs or whatever, but also you have the beginnings of your keywords and searches, and you know how people are trying to solve their problem. And once you realize how they're trying to solve their problem, you give them a better response. You use their own keywords so that you can also rank better. So all these things, they tie together. It's not like a separate thing. Now we do SEO, now we do research for the topic. All these things, we can take them as a package, and they can constantly keep improving each other. And I think the same thing goes here with ads as well, because once you know that people are searching for something particular, after you have some budget or you validate your content, you can say, okay, I don't, my article doesn't rank at this point, but I can afford to spend, I don't know, a couple of dollars per click in case I can drive some traffic over to us. So it's super helpful. Here to another practical thing that we'll try to get some knowledge out of you is, lots of people come to us, they've read somewhere about like optimizing SEO, optimizing their website. So somebody comes in and say, I want an SEO optimized website, like it's something where you just push a button and everything gets optimized. Learnwalls as a tool ourselves and other other course platforms now also include website builders. So in fact, you don't have to, if you do have a website, then happily you can keep your website and keep working on that. Or if you don't have a website, then our platform can become your website. So we also have the pages, and we always optimize faster, cleaner code, all the metadata and everything there. From your end, when we're talking about optimizing a website for SEO purposes, what are the most important things that a person should keep in mind?
So there are two parts to optimizing your website or like a specific page to rank better in Google. The first part is relevance, and the other part is technical side. So on the technical side, since you're talking about the platform that you have, the most important things are, of course, speed, how fast it loads, because if a page loads slowly, it's a great signal for Google that it should probably prioritize something that people won't need to wait while it loads. And second is, of course, mobile optimization, because I believe more searches are actually right now happening on mobile devices than even on desktop devices. So if your website, if the page that you want to rank in Google is not optimized for mobile, it would be a little bit demoted by Google and rank worse. Because it's just not optimized for mobile phones, and Google doesn't want their users to send their users to a bad experience. So I would say that these two are the most important technical factors for Google. There are, of course, many more, like there's schema, there's hreflang and blah, 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 lots of technical terms. But I would say that they give a very, very small competitive edge on a very, very large scale. So if you are booking.com and you're competing with like hotels.com or whatnot, and like both you have like large websites with like millions of pages, yeah, those subtle technical changes, they can have big impact. But if you are a blogger and you have like 50 articles on your blog, as long as they load fast and as long as they are optimized for mobile, you're good. So this is the technical side of things. I wouldn't recommend people to dive any deeper unless their website is really like large and sophisticated. So for starters, this is more than enough. In terms of the relevance, there's also like a lot of SEOs would disagree with me, or rather I would agree with a lot of SEOs in terms of putting the right keywords in the right places on a page. So I don't really buy this thing. I do believe that Google tries to identify which content is the most valuable and which content serves people the best, not as much which content uses the right words in right places. So a simple like thought experiment. If you search for something in Google, you click on the first search result, you realize that the page is ugly or you're not finding the information you were looking for, you would close it, you will go back to search results and you would click on something else. Google would notice this because like you clicked one result, you've been there, and like in a few seconds you clicked on the other search result. What it tells Google, of course, they have like some sophisticated algorithms that compare different metrics, but this is just one of the very like easy to understand things that kind of gives Google understanding that the search result wasn't satisfying users, so they might want to reshuffle what they show to their users. So, and another thing is, when you are writing an article about, I don't know, cat food, it is very hard to make it relevant to anything else than cat food. So it's not that you have written an article about cat food but didn't put some keywords in specific places, and now Google thinks that your article is about sending rockets to Mars. It's not going to happen, especially if you are an expert in your field, and like if you're creating courses, you should be thought leader, you should be an expert, you should be one step ahead of everyone else in this industry. If you're an expert, you will naturally use all the right words, all the relevant words, all the synonyms, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, of course, you might want to follow some basic advice, like use the actual keyword like in the title of the article. So if you're writing about cat food, don't make a title things that those furry creatures like to eat. No, don't do this. Like write cat food that I recommend or something, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, be quite clear with your language. Do use the actual keyword that you want to rank for, but don't overthink it. So that's basically the answer to the question in terms of optimizing your website and optimizing your pages.
Thanks, Tim. And we also are very much strong believers that keeping it simple, don't overthink and don't overcomplicate things. Even Google increasingly becomes better at thinking like a human, or perceiving pages and interpreting pages as a human. So don't try to please Google or what you think Google wants to be pleased. Try to please your audience. Once you produce meaningful content, and as you mentioned, naturally as a course creator, you write good content, you write good copy, you use all the right keywords, and some that even Google doesn't know yet, but they will find out in the duration. This should help you writing great natural content. And also I would like to confirm what you mentioned about mobile pages. We saw that mobile traffic in this Black Friday across our online schools, mobile traffic was more than 50%, and mobile purchases was more than 50%. Obviously, there were extreme conditions, people in lockdown. I don't know, a family, how many computers can you have? So lots of people just go back to their tablets and other devices. But it's increasingly important. And with our site builder, we did a total revamp, and now all the pages are there's even a separate mobile editor where you can just hyper optimize all your pages, and you can have different versions. So it doesn't just automatically adapt, but it gets optimized for mobile devices. And this is increasingly important, and it will continue to be for the next few years. We see this trend as well. Another thing that which is quite difficult also for us as a company, and I would like your thoughts on, is the link building. I mean, understanding that this is also part of how Google operates, and it's a big part of SEO, but it's also a thing that is like difficult and time consuming, and you need to reach out. Do you have any quick tips or any quick wins for somebody who doesn't have the full team or a full SEO team, but still could get some valuable backlinks back to a basic or a thought leadership article that they published or something like that?
Yeah, I think I have a great tip just for people who don't have resources for this. And that tip is network. Do some networking, connect with other people in your industry. So think like a lot of people, and myself included, when I was just entering the field of SEO, I thought of link building as some kind of technical thing. So you have to know some special places in the internet where you can get links, or like special tactics or tools that would help you get links. But after years in the industry, and I've been in the industry more than 10 years, what I've realized is that the best links that Google values are essentially human interactions. You have a website, I have a website. I produce something that is super valuable and that you think is super valuable. And then you, when you like publish a new page on your website, you decide that the visitors of your website would benefit if they would learn about a resource on my website. So it's not that I use some technical trick or like some secret black magic or whatnot. All I did was first create a resource that is like inherently useful, that is worthy of being referenced. And then I reached out to you, or like I somehow put that resource in front of your eyes, and you realize that this is a quality thing. I would love to reference it whenever I get a chance. So that's basically it. If you don't have any resources for like dedicated link building team and whatnot, all you need to do is participate in all the communities in your industry, connect with other bloggers in your industry, connect on Twitter with other people in your industry. So you have to be well connected and know a lot of people, and a lot of people should know about you, so that whenever you publish an article, you have a few dozen people, even you have a few dozen people who you can send emails and say, check this out. For example, we discussed like a month ago this topic. I wrote a pretty compelling article about it. What do you think? You don't even have to ask for a link, because if it is really a useful resource and another person has a blog that is somehow relevant to what you do, they might mention it by themselves. And then if you're well connected in the industry, if you have been building your reputation, if you have been building your followers, all you need to do is really tweet your article and people will see it. And some of these people would have their own blogs and websites. And if your resource is linkable, is worthy of a link, they would link to it naturally. So yeah, my advice is to simply be well connected with other people in your industry, with people who have websites. And of course, don't be greedy linking to other people as well. So if you see someone creating a useful resource, link to them as well and ping them, let them know like you have published a great article, it made it to my recent piece about something, blah blah blah. So they would also appreciate if you would link to them, like help other people and they will help you. But yeah, if you really want to be serious about it, then you need to do basically the same thing. You just have to scale it. So you have to have a person who would be looking for those relevant people who have websites or who have blogs that talk about topics that are somehow relevant to you. So for example, like the easiest example that I can think of, if you have a blog about parenting, your great audience would be the so-called mommy bloggers. There's lots of mommy bloggers, and if you have published a solid resource about I don't know, the problems of 3-year-olds or whatnot, you can have a dedicated person who would find all the relevant articles from mommy bloggers that have mentioned this problem in one way or another, and you would like send them targeted emails and let them know about your resource. But from there again, if your resource is not worthy of a link, they would just ignore you. But if you have published really something interesting that is genuinely helpful for them, that they genuinely appreciate, then you are very likely to get a link. So this is basically the fundamentals of link building. This is just human interaction. Give other people who have websites something worthy of a link, and they would be very likely to link to it.
That's again, that's great advice. Keeping it natural and doing the natural things you do. Course creators and course sellers, they have audiences, or they're trying to create audiences, or some people are now going into online courses and they already have audiences that are trying to monetize. It can be YouTubers and podcasters and big bloggers and celebrities and authors. So they naturally have a large audience. So working with the experts in your field, with other like-minded people, and leveraging your audience so that they like you, they tweet back to you, they tweet to an article, or they mention you in a post. All these things can add up. So that's great advice. We don't always think of those interactions in terms of SEO. So people are trying, they focus on, I will try to get a mention or to get a follower. But if you produce the right content and you have something clickable, this can also add up to your SEO. So keep something very valuable open for free, and this is how you will eventually get some
and connect with a lot of people
and connections, which is what everybody is craving for now. So
Yes.
it's part of being like social and being open and creating your network. It helps everywhere.
Yes.
We are an e-learning business. Obviously, for us, training is the most important thing in the world, and we do believe that it's like a fundamental characteristics of being human, wanting to learn, to accumulate more knowledge and understand things. But we also see now increasingly more and more businesses in this COVID and post-COVID landscape that they're trying to get connected with their customers, and they're trying to train their customers and to educate their customers. And I firmly believe myself that education can be the best form of marketing, an amazing form of marketing. How does Ahrefs as a company approach this thing? I've seen that some great content that you're producing, and we are also consuming some of that content. How do you approach the problem of or the opportunity of educating your customers and keeping them close to you?
Oh my God, you probably found the best possible person to ask this question, because our entire marketing is basically based on education. So we walk the talk, as they say. So everything that I was telling to you and to the audience up till now is everything we're actually doing ourselves. So 6 years ago, when I joined Ahrefs, our blog was getting about maybe 20,000 visits per month. And that's not much, because 6 years later, with a very small team, our marketing team never got bigger than 10 people. And for most of the time, it was like 2 or 3 people. Right now, our blog is getting 1.5 million visits per month. So with a very small team, with limited resources. And the way we did that is exactly what I explained. We publish one article that ranks in Google, then we publish the second one and we get twice more traffic because there's 2 of them, then a third article, then fourth. And as of today, I believe we have over 200 articles, most of which are getting traffic from Google. So over the years, it accumulated to a huge amount of traffic. And then we also started investing in our YouTube channel. And I believe our YouTube channel is getting 500,000 views every month, which is, again, creating free educational content. And I can also relate to course creators, because during my time at Ahrefs, I actually created a free course that is called Blogging for Business. So if people want to like dive a little deeper into the blogging and SEO the way I personally see it, just search in Google for Blogging for Business, and you'll find it's a free course. So no need to pay anything, no need to even enter credit card. So yeah, and I actually enjoyed what you said about writing some articles while creating the course. Actually, the way I created my course is, first I was blogging on the blog of Ahrefs and generating traffic, and then I took all that content and repurposed it into blog. And for an extended period of time, that course was actually a premium one. We charged $800 for this course, and people buying it were actually blown away by like the quality of the course, or like the quality of information, how I was explaining things, all given that we had all the same advice on our blog. But the difference between giving the same advice in articles on your blog and in a course is the structure. Because if you have an article on a single topic and you need to explain a single topic like in a dedicated article, you would approach it from one standpoint. But if you need to integrate that single topic with 10 other topics, you have to approach it from an entirely different angle. And it's one thing to see like the individual things. It's like individual pieces of the puzzle and like look at them and like how they work. It's another thing to see how the puzzle assembles into one clear picture. So yeah, people should not be afraid about putting their content online, and they should not be afraid about their course having a lot of the same information that their website has. It's all about the structure, the flow that you create, how easy you take a person from point A to point B. So yeah, we practice what we preach, and the Ahrefs marketing is fully based on education. This is exactly what allowed us to create like an 8-figure SaaS business with a very small marketing team. So yeah, we have a great product, but we don't need lots of marketers. We don't need lots of marketing investment because we rely on education and because we rely on SEO traffic.
That's great. These are some great tips here. And you already mentioned your course. That's one great resource that the audience here can just go and visit and start learning. Definitely the structure. And I would say also I would add a goal. Like what you get out of that at the end is the difference between having something for free. Sometimes people even they have double second thoughts about their own courses, and they say, oh, should I create that? I mean, people can find that in YouTube, or they can find that in blog. Yes, everything has been published somewhere else, but if you have a structure and a path and you get your students from A to B, and once they are in B, they know how to do something better, or something changes in how they work, how they feel, how they approach things. This is why people are paying for an online course. So are there any other resources that you would like to suggest to our audience on top of the course for SEO learnings?
Well, we have a YouTube channel. So if you search for Ahrefs, Ahrefs on YouTube, you'll find our YouTube channel. We have over 200,000 subscribers already. So people are enjoying our content. And there's plenty of free educational tutorials, whatever problem you have, like creating backlinks, doing keyword research, doing like SEO audit of your website. We have it all covered for free. So because we have this product that we sell, we don't need to charge for information. So you get amazing information, like best in class, for free. No need to pay anything, just learn and get results.
Great. And the last question from me, let's say a course creator, either somebody who just started or somebody who already has some audience and wants to grow their school. What is the single thing that they should do this week for improving their SEO? There's, I mean, let's say they can devote half a day of this week to start or to kickstart their SEO approach. What is the first thing that they should go out and do?
The first thing that they should go out and do is probably look at those cases that I mentioned, where you are writing an article about cat food, but the title of this article is things that my furry pet likes to eat. So yeah, while Google is smart and all, you still have to be clear with what kind of topic you're targeting. So if you're writing about cat food, make it clear right from your title. Don't try to use like ambiguous language to conceal the actual topic of your article. So this is probably the most low-hanging fruit, because it also actually interconnects with another low-hanging fruit, which is updating your old content. So Google actually likes when your articles have all the recent information, because if you write about some topic, a year from now, given how fast our world is, how fast things change, a year from now, your article might not be relevant. Even like if like 80% is relevant, 20% of what you say there no longer makes sense. So this is why Google actually rewards when you update your articles. So you kill, as they say, you kill two birds with one stone. First of all, you make sure that you are very explicit with what topic you're targeting. Second, you review your articles if everything you say there still makes sense, or if you even can improve it, because like half a year from now, you probably look at your articles and you think, I could have said it better, I could have explained it better, or I have new ideas that I could add there. So improve your articles, republish your articles, re-promote them. This is the easiest thing you can do for SEO.
Thanks, Tim. It was great having you on the Worlds of Learning 2021. I think you covered both the theory and the understanding behind doing SEO, but also you gave some very practical tips that people can just go out and start implementing, and also valuable educational resources where people can just go deeper into the subject, which is like super important, fast pacing, but still we can start from somewhere and we can start seeing results. So it was a pleasure for having you in the Worlds of Learning.
Thanks a lot for inviting. Those were great questions, and I'm hoping that the viewers, the listeners got lots of value from our conversation.
I'm certain. Thanks, team. Have a nice day.
Bye.